Thank you for bearing with us. All right. Thank you for bearing with us. Appreciate it. You guys ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
All righty. So, thanks for coming in. Today we're going to do some cool stuff, right? We're going to go through some movements, conversations, assessments, and we're going to figure out what's going on with your backs, right? And talk about next steps on what potentially can be done to do that. Sound good to you guys?
Cool.
Yeah? All right. So, usually I prepared for a bigger group, so I'm just going to go with it, and we're going to pretend to be together. So, all right, so let's start off. Raise your hand if, well, we talked about this, but raise your hand if your back hurts when you sit too long. Now, raise your hand if your back hurts when you stand too long. Raise your hand if your back hurts if you step wrong. Raise your hand if your back hurts when you go forward. Kind of feels good. Yeah. Right? There you go.
I feel it tense when I try and stretch as much.
When you go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what about when we go backwards? Pain there? Anybody?
I think so. How far back can you go? Can you limbo?
Who has pain when they lay down, wake up, right? And who has pain in the middle of their spine? Who has pain on the one side or the other? Who has it kind of in their, like, kind of in between their spine and their butt? Who has it more up here in the spine? Or maybe in the middle that spreads across, right? And so what we see with that is we all, but us, right, in this room, we have a similar complaint, right, of low back pain. But even without even doing any assessments, it's different, right? And what happens is when we look things up for back pain, the traditional treatment is, or we go to massage or big box PT, big system PT, if I don't want to, anyway. What they do is they give you a sheet of paper and they say, okay, low back pain, try these exercises, right? You go on YouTube, low back pain exercises, you get the same thing. The problem with these is not that the exercises don't work, right? Or that the systems don't work, it's that they're not addressing you as a human and an individual, and they're not addressing your issue as a specific individual issue towards you. And what we call that is looking for the root cause. And the root cause is the why behind your pain, right? Like, where is the specific dysfunction that you were dealing with that is causing the pain? Does that make sense? And the cool thing is, that's exactly what we're doing today, is we're gonna go through some motions, or some, not go through motions, but go through movements to figure out exactly what's causing that. Sound good to you guys? Alrighty. So, now, this is kind of weird. That's so awkward with two people. But so for some of you, 75%, but for maybe a couple, maybe you guys, you might get everything you need today, right? I'm totally okay. And you'll be like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna take it and run. Perfect. But you may also want more, okay? If that's the case, we have a special offer for you today. It's called the Discovery Visit, and we'll talk about that at the end more. And it's a root cause assessment, and you'll talk to Miley at the end. We'll get you registered for that. Sound good? Okay. So, I know you're here today to learn. And again, we have a ton of cool information for that. And I mean, obviously, we're here to teach. I want to learn. I want to learn. We're here to learn. I want to teach. This makes me happy. But the reality is a lot of times the pain isn't so bad, right? It's not taking you from anything. You're still training from your race or for your race. And we get these ideas of like, oh, I can still do this. It's not so bad. Nothing's taken. But honestly, that's the reason I'm doing this, right? And I'm doing this for people like you because get that out of here. What I've noticed in my practice is that we get a lot of people who it wasn't so bad yet, and they waited. And it actually brings up a story of a friend of mine. Can I tell you guys about that? Oh, all right. Well, too bad. There's a lady named Maddie, and she worked with my wife, my partner, right? And they're neonatal ICU nurses. So they're on their feet all day, they're walking around, and they're hovering over incubators, doing feeding and changing and all of this like this for hours. Turns out they all have back problems. But Maddie, I met her at a retirement party for a different coworker, right? And at this party, she comes up to me. She goes, "Oh my God, Dr. G." I'm like, "You can just call me Aaron." She's like, "Oh my God, Aaron, how are you?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Heard so much about you. Nice to meet you, Maddie." And we go through our conversation, and she goes, "Oh, I'm retiring in 8 months. Like, I'm getting out. I need you to work on my back. I need to keep ice skating, I'm hiking." And then my daughter started lifting weights, and she thinks she's stronger than me now. Can't deal with that. Like, I need you to help me out. Absolutely. Like, here's my number. Well, here's my number. Just let me know when you're ready. Right? Absolutely. Can't wait. Sick. Right? And this was like, I just started, right? I left my old job, fight the power, leave the oppression. I'm out. I'm starting my own thing. Maddie's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Heck yeah, let's do it." And then a few months passes. No Maddie. That's cool. See her at a retirement party, which, mind you, she retired like 3 months before she had her party because she retired and then was doing, they call it per diem, where you just show up like a substitute teacher. Then she started substitute teaching. So anyway, I go to her retirement party after her official retirement, and she goes, "Dr. G, I retired. I'm coming in." "Oh, sick. How you been?" "So good. You know, it's more tight now. I'm not ice skating as much. It doesn't really feel that great. But now I'm retiring, so I'm coming in." "Sick. That's awesome. We'll chat when you're ready." "Absolutely." So enjoy the rest of the party. A few weeks go by. It's like, hey, babe, have you talked to Maddie recently?" "No, I don't know what's going on." Text her, "Hey, how are you?" Just checking in, seeing how everything's going, because she did say her back was getting worse. So I'm just like, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good. We've been looking at houses. We're moving, blah, blah, blah." They moved from Sebastopol to Santa Rosa, one or the other. Anyway, so I'm like, "That's excellent." She's like, "As soon as I'm done with my move, I'm coming in." Great. Yes. Well, excuses, but also it wasn't bad enough, right? Like, she wasn't really taken away from anything the first time. Then now she's not like fully taken away because she can still ice skate, but she can ice skate once a week now instead of going to, at Snoopy's, they have like the grown-up classes. So she was going to the grown-up class and then the free skate. And so she had to stop going to, I think it was the classes because it was more demanding. So she stopped being able to go to the classes and her walks got shorter. She also hiked with her husband. But yeah, it wasn't bad enough yet. And when it's not bad enough yet, the priority list, the balance of that changes, right? And so totally understand. So then close to a year later, I get a call. "Oh my God, Aaron, I gotta come in." Now, right? It's an emergency, right? And like, fair. "What's up? How you doing? What's going on? Talk to me." She moved. While she was coming home from the grocery store one day, she had, because we only want to make one trip to the door. She had her bags, and she had whatever, and she put the bag down, reached in her pocket to get her keys out, opened the door, whatever, went to go grab the bag again, stood up, boom, 3 pops. Couldn't stand up, took her breath away, felt like she got chopped in half, and electric shocks down the back. Couldn't stand up for 3 weeks, So she was hunched like this. When she started walking again, after about, I would have to look, I think it's like a minute and a half, her legs started wobbling. She couldn't lay flat. She couldn't sit up. She then became a candidate for surgery. She had what's called neurogenic claudication, and essentially what that is when there's too much stuff attacking your nerves all at once, they become overstimulated and send increased signals everywhere. And because of that, you get cramping, pain, wobbly legs, all of these things, right? She then went to PT. She did 2 or 3 months of PT, minimal results. She was able to stand up. Not really changing still. She couldn't even wash the dishes. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So we come in. She comes in. We do our discovery visit. Figure out what's going on. Talk to her about a plan. Because it was a little bit of a different case than we normally get. But so we, whatever. Anyway, go through the plan. Talk about everything. And at the end, she starts crying. And I'm like, uh-oh. Did you get hurt in the assessment? Like, what's going on? Like, and so obviously I grab my tissues and I'm like, hey friend. Not quite that jolly. I'm like, are you okay? And she goes, thank you for the tissues. And what she said was, I'm so angry at myself. I'm like, uh-oh, we don't want to be mad at ourselves. It's like, why are you mad? She was like, because I should have done this 2 years ago. I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have not been able to, obviously she's not ice skating or hiking now. She's like, I'd still be skating. I'd be able to hang out. And whatever. And I'm like, you're right. But the perfect timing is right now. Fast forward 6 weeks, which is now. And she walked 3.5 miles last week. She has been hanging out with her ice skating friends again and able to watch the shows or the classes and stuff. So she's slowly getting back to it. But the point is, we're on a 6 to 12 month mission versus a 3-month mission. And I wanted to leave that story with, yes, it's not, but it's like, boom, East Coast reference, thank you. When it snows, you don't wait till the morning to start shoveling. You do that shit at night. That way it's easy when you wake up.
She won't get it because she never shovels, but I got you.
Yeah, I used to be so pissed off. My dad would wake me up. It was 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I'm like, bro, chill. It's Call of Duty night, dog. Get out of my way. Grand Theft Auto, PS2, get out of my face. It's a snow day. I don't have school. I know. Go shovel.
Yep.
Why? I can do it in the morning. You won't do it in the morning and it'll be harder. It's wet snow. It's a thing. It's wet snow. Huh? I guess. Like, it's wet snow. I'm like, all right, man. But 20 years later, I get it. Because you don't have to work so hard later. And save time when you need it.
It was piled. That was like 4 feet. Piled and thrown it in. So it was like dense, heavy crap. And she's like, I'm gonna come over, and I'm like, great. Let me go dig a spot.
And now I need a heat pack. Right. And so yeah, and that's why we're here today, right? It's for people like 3 years ago, Maya, and people like you guys, who it's not so bad yet, but we have goals, right? We want to continue to run, even if our friends force us to. We want to be able to work and not have pain. And I can see the guns. Like, I see you go to the gym.
Oh yeah, we've been going for a couple of years.
Yeah, so like
We're both in the mode of staying healthy. I mean, that's part of this too, right?
Right.
It's preparatory.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting older.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. I'm like, I'm 37 now, right? And like, I play rugby, and I remember being 27, and like Monday morning, what's up, guys? Now I'm like, if Monday, I'm like, all right, I gotta make sure Sunday's right. Like, there's no Saturday night beers. Like, there is Saturday night dinner and bed. And like Sunday, we're going to the sauna. Like, it changes. And it's not that you can't, and I'm a lot stronger. I just don't, different process, right? Yeah. And that's why we're having this today. And that's why we offer the free discovery visit, right? 100% free. It's an hour of your time. And what we're going to do is figure out exactly what's going on and assess that root cause and give you tools to take care of that, right? Whether it's with us or with by yourself or with someone else. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. You guys ready for the meat and potatoes? Oh, that didn't sound enthusiastic. All right. All right. So, what we're going to do today, we have 3 main movements. And I'm going to preface it by saying you've probably seen these before, right? And what I can almost guarantee is that these movements were not done with full intention unless you were with somebody that was like super guiding, right? For example, we've probably all seen a bird dog, right? Right? But I can't tell you how many times I've seen people try to do that, and it's not what you would want it to be, right? And so what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the 3 movements that may seem fairly generic, but in detail. And we're going to use them as evaluation tools to help us understand better. And then you can use that same evaluation to work on your corrections if you can be specific and understand what is causing you guys are smart, what's causing the aberrant movement in that thing. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find a synonym for aberrant. Like, it's like altered, wrong. That's not, yeah. All right, so the first one, any questions so far? All right, so are you guys good to get on the floor? Move around? All right, so the first one we're gonna do is called a 90-90. Here, let me get you some.
Yeah, when you said bird dog, he was like, what? And I was like, oh.
First time I saw it was a couple of days ago when she sent me your Instagram.
Oh, all right, well, nah. I'd probably do it that way. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna take a seat. And the mat is gonna protect your sides of your knees and your butt. All right, so first thing we wanna do, knees about here, wanna sit up. How are we feeling with this?
I'm tight today.
Okay,
Same.
okay, well, good. We're all in the same place. So now what we're gonna do, and yeah, a little bit about shoulder width with the knees. Thank you, Miley, for the reminder. And first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a side. I'm gonna go to the left. I don't know just where I'm going. And we're gonna let our knees drop out. Now, once we do that, how close can you get your glute to the floor while also trying to keep the knees to the floor? And then also not slouch, lean. Where can we sit? Good. And then let's switch sides. Now, how does that side feel? How close can you get that glute? How do the legs feel? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when you went to the left, it was like, oh, that's higher.
My knees can't touch.
Oh, I thought they were higher on the other side. Let's go back. Yeah. Oh, all right, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So now let's go back and forth a few times. And what I want you to pay attention to is exactly what Miley said. What feels tighter? Which side's harder? What doesn't touch the ground? Where do you feel like you have to wobble around to make it work more? Is it easy to get the legs across? Do you have to wiggle to get them up? Left hip is tight. What'd you notice?
I feel like this side definitely I'm not reaching as much, or I'm not hitting the floor as much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, both of the hips are a little tight today.
Yeah. Like, who noticed? Was there pain in anything?
Yeah, for me it was my right side.
Your right side, and you said which hip was tight? The left hip. Okay, we're getting somewhere. What about you? You did not.
No,
Okay, good.
that's mostly my hips.
Good. No, that's all right.
No.
All right.
Actually, I don't feel it in my hips, but I think I did a lot of like goblet squats and stuff yesterday, so it might be a little tight.
Mm-hmm. What I like to say about root cause is that where we feel the pain is the victim, not the culprit. And when we look for root cause, we're looking for the culprits. And a lot of times when we have back pain, it's not coming from our backs, right? Huh?
Amen to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we talked about the differences in the pain, right? Where yours, you mentioned, was more here. That's the joint here is the SI joint, right? And this bone here connects to your hip. So if both of the hips are tight, you feel it here. When you step hard, you get the shooting pain. Potentially, it couldn't be your back. It could be not your back at all. Then, does that make sense so far? Then conversely, with you, right? We have our hip flexors go from about here to here on the inside, right? And so if you have the left hip was tight and then it caused right back pain, it could be that the left hip is pulling harder on one side than the other. And we want to figure out why.
Yeah.
Does that make sense so far?
I would say up front with my hips tends to be the tightest part, and then when I have back pain, it always feels like that lower back is being yanked, like upwards by my hips.
Yep.
I definitely feel like at this point, my hip rotation is all messed up. When we first moved here, we did the Point Reyes Lighthouse, and I was military, so I was like I can do this. I was literally running circles around.
This isn't a dumb idea.
We did the lighthouse and then we did all the other hikes as well, hikes to bluffs.
In the same day?
Yeah.
You're
We went
wild.
Crazy. I was like, I'm young, I can do it. I was in my 30s.
And you were used to rucking.
So we get home, I never stretch or anything, a couple days go by, and all of a sudden, I was literally like, I had to lay flat and not breathe. Because if I would it would seize up, I messed up my piriformis. And ever since then, I felt my back yanking, and that's where you're saying, like, oh, it's everything but our back, right? That's very true.
Yeah, that's wild. Thank you for that story. That's wild. Also, hats off to the commitment. Like that's, yeah. I did the lighthouse once, and I was good.
I was good.
He's got long legs. I got the little scurry legs. Where'd you serve?
Hawaii.
Oh, nice. Navy?
Army.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very cool. I lived near Fort Bragg for a while.
Okay.
Or I don't know what it's called now, but yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, cool. So, how you guys feeling about that one?
I feel better now that I stretched a little.
Good. Any questions with that? All right, cool. So, the next one is going to be a glute bridge. So, actually, because there's only a couple of us, I like this version better. We're going to use a bench. And if that doesn't jive, we'll use the mats. But what we're looking for with this is we're looking to see how well you can engage your glutes isolated. Because what happens is when we walk or run, right, we have a propulsion phase. That propulsion phase is controlled by your glutes, pushes you forward. If we are unable to fully extend our hip without extending our back, we're going to have pain here. Or if we're not able to extend our hip if we can't put our leg back this way without our back arching, so here versus here, right? It's going to cause us pain. If when we walk, and you mentioned the front of your hip flexors, or right here, and the piriformis, so this one I think is going to be interesting for you. When we walk, as we step, our glutes keep our hips level. If they're not there, we dip. Once we dip, this muscle kicks on, and as you can see, I'm rotated. The piriformis is a rotator muscle, so in order for us to get back up, we're piriformis and this guy, which is why after you walk too many miles, it flared up. So we're gonna test to see where we're at with that. Sound good to you? Oh.
I shouldn't sashay when I walk. I should keep my hips flat.
I mean, I'm down for a sachet. So I don't know if I pole dance.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, our rugby pole dancing is a monster.
Duality, man. Honestly, it's similar vibes in culture. It's just like love and weird people. It's like all like, it's like the band of Misfit Toys in both. At least the pole studio I go to.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's like an eclectic character, and I love it, huh?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. So yeah, I don't really do well in like the generic group thought things. It's kind of been to detriment, I guess, but whatever.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, and so like when you find your people, like, oh, I guess that looks fun, and it's athletic, dude. Like
Oh, yeah.
today, I'm kind of not bummed. I am happy to be here, but there's a competition in San Francisco today, so like all the homies are like at a tournament right now. I'm like, that looks fun. No.
I actually went to a pole dancing class once in Philly with one of my roommates.
Nice.
And I loved it. I just never went back. And then I've been trying to look for something around this area, but everything's just a little bit further.
Bastet
Oh, okay.
Dance Fitness. It's like 5 minutes from here, if that.
Is that the one that's like around the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, we walk by it.
Yeah.
It's right by that thrift shop, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, like in the hood.
Yeah, we take walks all the time.
Okay.
We explore our neighborhood, so we
Yeah,
learn
yeah.
more about it.
Near the like Mexican grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, across the street from there. Yep. Yeah, they're dope. Like I recommend everybody goes there. Like we're doing a workshop there next month. Like those are our friends.
I told you. Check it out.
Yeah, they're cool people. Yeah, it's definitely like it's not Instagrammy. It's not like it's not generic Instagrammy. I'm trying to be cool. It's we are who we are, and this is what we love, and it's fun, and it's purple and glittery and great. So yeah, say that's all that to say. Go see them, but also, and they have masculine classes too. They have mask pole and mask lap dance, and none of us can dance, so it's a good time. Yeah, it's for all the husbands, like all the partners. But I say that to say that there's nothing wrong with a good sachet, aka doing the things that you love, no matter what body position they put you in, as long, I hesitate to say as long as, but considering that you train and you take the proper precautions to protect yourself. So that's my takeaway. And that's Angelica, the visionary.
Hi. I love your hexagon lights. Great addition.
Yeah. Does that make sense for you guys?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I'm gonna go grab this bench and we're gonna get to it. Is it okay if I move your?
Yeah.
Gracias. All right, so we're gonna start right here and I will be the demo. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna start on the bench, you're gonna scoot down, you're gonna put your upper back, kind of let the back of your head rest, shoulder blades here. Then you want your feet under your knees, you're gonna lift your hips up, and we're gonna start there, okay? If that's okay, we don't have pain, we're not wobbly, we're gonna then assess. So all three of us will look at the person that's down. We wanna see are the hips leaning one side or the other? Can they get them up? And what do they feel? Do you feel, hello. So Sienna, she's an intern with us, and FMP, and that's Ivan, all-star basketball player. So, um, do we have tightness or pain in our back? Do we have tightness or pain in our hips? What do we feel, right? So then, once we get past that stage, we're gonna then lift one leg up. Are you able, when you lift your leg up, do you stay still or do you dip? Do you wobble? What happens, right? Does that cause pain? Are you able to continue to keep your hips here or do you start to arch? Okay, so we're gonna pay attention to that, and the different things that we see will give us different information. And we'll go through that. Sound good? All right. It is. So, deep cut, your feet, long story short, your feet connect to your hips, and depending on how that articulates with the ground will also give us more information on what's going on with your back and your glutes and your hips. Or you, do you want Miley to go first? Miley? And then, yeah. Well, that way we can all look, and since you guys didn't know who to want to go first, we'll jump in and get the trend going. All right, so we're gonna get started there. She's gonna put her back, and then she's gonna lift up. Bring your feet under your knees. Good. Now, hips up towards the ceiling. Good. So, first thing we're gonna do, are we symmetrical? Is a hip going one side to the other? And that looks pretty good. Yeah. What do you feel?
I feel like I'm contracting my right glute harder than my left.
Okay. So, if that's the case, do you feel any tightness in your back or anything?
No, not particularly.
Okay. Okay. So, you said right harder than the left?
Right, yeah.
So, what we're going to do, let's have you lift your right foot up. So, instantly, what did we notice? She dipped. Yep. And then you put that down. Did you have any pain?
No, it's
Okay.
just hard.
Okay. And then lift your hips up again. Re-engage. Good. And lift your left foot up.
That feels easier.
Yep. And there was a little wobble, but you see how we kind of balance back out? And you can relax. So, what that tells us is her left glute isn't doing its job as well. So if we, there we go. And I didn't look at her feet actually. Well, I did, but they were pretty fine. They were stable, because what could also happen is we're down there and our heels are lifting, our toes, whatever it is, and if that changes, here, let's try it. Put your hand right here, kind of right there, and then take your foot and move it around. The foot, yeah. You see how that changes in your hip? So if we're moving our feet and we're not stable, it's going to change the way we think. So when we run, for example, if our foot strike isn't that S shape they talk about, right? And we're coming off the outside, it's going to change what we feel. So, who's up?
At this point, we start talking about it.
Experimenting.
I'm a high arch person, so I feel like I always roll.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so you can let your head drop back a little bit. Good. So let's see. What do we see? Dip?
This angle.
Huh. I do see the right hip being different. Oh yeah. Dipped is interesting. Yeah, this side looks a little raised, and it's shifted that way. It's subtle.
I don't.
It's subtle.
Straight to me.
All right, so now when you're ready, lift one of your legs. Okay. So what I saw, put it down one more time, lift your hips up again, and then lift that right leg. So we had the dip there. Foot's good. What are you feeling? You can rest for a second if you need to.
I do feel it in my lower back, and I think my left glute is working a little harder.
Okay. Yeah. Where do you feel it in your lower back?
It's like down, like right above my glutes.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same spot where you were telling me? No, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So what's interesting is right above, it's like right here, right?
Yeah.
So what's likely happening is you're tensing your low back and putting yourself in this position to help stabilize yourself, right? Rather than getting the glute involved. And if that's the case, if we're pulling here, it's going to change the dynamics of the hips. So let's try the other one. Tug and then lift Boom. And then how do you, oh yeah, do it one more time. And back down. Watch the right side. Do it again. Did you see that?
It looks pretty stable.
No, watch. I didn't do it that time.
Wiggles a little bit?
She shifted.
Oh.
Like the boom. So, what'd you feel on that one? You want to try again and hold it so you can actually.
It feels a little wobbly, but
It does. What do you feel in your foot?
I think it's mostly in my heel.
What's mostly in
Like the
your
weight's mostly in my heel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, which side of your hip did you feel the jolting on when you step?
Usually my right.
Okay. Are the skeleton real quick? Are you? It don't matter. Anyone that has an SI joint, are you guys good with a quick anatomy lesson? Because something cool is happening right now.
Cool.
Well, for me, I'm a nerd.
yeah.
Interesting.
Feel good for you?
So right side, left side, right? What we saw when the ADD.
When I lifted my foot.
No, the music distracted me.
Yeah.
So when you lifted your left foot, right, you felt it in your back, and it dipped, right? And so what that means is we were arching here, so we're putting the pressure through here, and we're tightening this. These muscles all connect, right, to here. Then, so we're in this tight position with the left leg down. Then when we switched and the right leg was down and the left leg was up, this is the right side, we shift it to the right, right? And so what happens is we're gonna jam here and we're gonna be open here. And so if we step hard and we're only on our heel and we don't have the balance in our foot, what could happen where we feel the jolt that you said shoots up, it might feel like electricity or nerve, which electric impulse anyway, is this, because it's stretched, this gaps and causes a jolt, and it'll go out and pop back in or whatever, and our bones and the fascia that covers them have some of the highest concentration of nerve endings, which is why when they're like, oh, it's bone on bone, like arthritis, why it's so painful, right? It's because there's a lot of nerve endings. And so if we're banging through here, that's where that shock might come from and why it's not constant. Whereas like if it was on this left side primarily and it was just and constant, likely it's because you're stuck in that position. Where we're winning, and I can actually even see your right hip is a little bit shifted now.
I think I do shift my weight towards that way when I step.
Like on your left foot, yeah. But where you guys are winning right now, or specifically you, where you're winning right now, is that you do exercise and you do take care of yourself, which is keeping you balanced for now, right? So that's what I found with that kind of right now. I thought it was pretty cool, yeah. And one of the, oh, sorry.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, and our big toe is directly related to our glutes. And so if all our weight is here and we can't ground that big toe, we can't get our glutes engaged.
Well, I roll back on my heels a lot.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a thing.
Well, I think like a lot of stuff you're seeing too is like saying like when you do squats and stuff for all your weight in your heels. But I've been seeing more things that are like do the tripod where your pinky toe, your pinky toe, and your heel are grounded.
Yeah, there's a lady named Emily Splittrell. She's a functional podiatrist in New York, and she talks about barefoot training, and she talks about the tripod and like floor to core and glute to toes connection.
We both have barefoot shoes for the gym.
Yep, same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do the toe ones or the just the?
0.
Yeah. You like the toe shoes?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I haven't had enough courage to do the toe ones.
Yeah, I don't have those either. I have regular barefoot. Yeah. All right. You ready?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Here?
You can scoot down a little bit. Right there. Yeah.
And then just lift the leg.
Well, let's start here. Let's start here. What are we saying? Hips are left. Yep. Yeah, like you're kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. I mean, we're here to learn, right?
Yeah.
And I can see there's less extension right there on this one, like the tuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do you feel? Let's start there.
I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. I mean,
Great.
it feels fine.
Great. That's excellent. All right, lay back again. Actually, scoot forward just a smidge. There you go. Just I don't want you to hold your head up. Just be safe. All right. So now,
My
so
feet under my knees.
yeah, you're good.
Now I feel. I mean, my right side is what's been sore, so I feel it a little bit now.
You starting to feel it there now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I can see is if you look, can you tuck your hips a little more?
What does tuck mean?
Yeah. How does that change?
That makes everything feel more engaged, like
Yeah.
a lot more. Now my back's like, what are you doing?
Like what? What do you mean?
Like it's tight.
Okay.
It feels contracted.
Okay. So do what feels good for you. All right. Now lift one leg. Okay. Good. What do you see? Oh, what
I can't hold it.
what happened? What'd you feel
Everything was tight.
in the back?
And yeah, everything was just starting to feel sore, and I feel it right next to my spine.
In the same spot you normally?
Higher. Yeah.
Higher? Okay. Where, do you mind pointing again?
It's right here.
Yep.
Where I'm feeling it, but a lot of my pain is sitting like right here.
Okay. Let's do the other side.
Lifting the left.
Uh-huh. Or is that the one you did last time?
No.
Oh. All right.
So I feel like I was trying to stabilize with my arms, so I tried to pull them up, so I dipped.
Yeah, you started rolling.
Yeah.
What are you feeling there?
Just that I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just feel weak and it just starts to fall.
So can I give you, can we
And
try something?
Actually, I feel it
In the
my
hamstring?
thigh. Yeah.
Can I give you, let's try something real quick. So when you do it next time,
exhausting.
so we're gonna do it one more time. I want you to squeeze your abs when you do it, and then I want you to try to press your big toe into the ground. So squeeze your abs, yep. Press your big toe down. Heel down, yep, and big toe down. And you can relax.
I still feel like I was using my arms.
Were you engaging your core the whole time? Like the
I
normal ones too?
I wasn't thinking about it the first time. So no. The
Yeah.
answer.
And it was still kind of, you didn't roll this time, but still wobbly, right?
Am I supposed to use my elbows?
Nah,
Yeah. So I was
yeah.
kept thinking about that, trying to remove it.
So
I'm
this,
really weak in my core. I already know that.
this is actually phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
We
he
came here
says.
mostly for him.
So what I find interesting, when you did it normally, we were here, the hips did this, right? When you were there. And I said, can you tuck your hips more?
Yeah.
Then you did it, and what you told me then was that it tightened up your back.
Yeah.
So we have, can you pass me a band? Yeah, anyone, that works. Thank you.
Med school instead.
Dude, me too.
Well, I took growth anatomy, and because I was going to take that track, and then I was like, this isn't for me. I think it was the professor's first year, and he was using the previous professor's material, so I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, honestly, it was like that for me, and I probably hyper focus and hyper obsess, and had to figure it out because I don't like losing, especially when I don't like teachers, and I think that's what happened. All right, so we're gonna call this your hip flexor.
Okay.
All right. There's a point to this. So this is your hip flexor, and this is where it attaches through here. So if your back is arched, right, and we don't have control, it's going to cause tension here. If that tension increases and it's attached to these bones, guess what happens? It pulls.
Yeah.
And it pulls them into this position, into this arch, okay? When we asked you to tuck your hips only, right, it increased the tension here.
Yep.
Why? Because instead of, I didn't give you any explanation. So instead of using your feet to push in and use your glutes and then use your core, right, we used our hip flexors. And so when we use our hip flexors to pull up here, the muscles are pulleys, right? And so they have to have an anchor. The anchor is here.
Yeah.
You mentioned you're already tight, so it's a little inflamed, but we already know you're using those, right? So now when we pull here to get your hips in the better position, it's starting here, which is pulling here and creating that pain. Then what we did was we said, engage your core, press your foot down. You press the foot down and you engage your core. It was still hard. You still pulled to one side, but you didn't roll. And that shows that there's something going on between your foot, probably your knee, and your core. Because if you can't get your knee down, it's because you don't have rotation of your tibia.
I did just, my knee's been hurting since I worked it out yesterday, and I have had this knee issue where I get like a pain if I overexert it, just on the inside right here.
Because it doesn't rotate in. Watch this. So bend your knee to 90 degrees. Here, I'll sit next to you. So here, going in and out. Put your hand on my knee right here. So do you feel?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that on your side. It was this one?
Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah. So can I feel? And go. So notice, I want you to notice how far it goes out versus how far it goes in.
Okay.
So can you see? So when you go out, it gets flush here,
Uh-huh.
right? And when you go in, it never gets flush. There's still a little lump. And then go out here. And then when it's out, hold it. And then rub right through here. See how that becomes like one smooth line? Versus when you go in. And now go here. You see how there's like, you can feel the bone? No?
No,
Okay.
I'm not on that.
That's all right. Anyway, long story short, if we don't have full rotation, right? So if I go to if I tilt my knee out like this rotates. Or my foot, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That rotates. If we don't have that rotation here, it's going to affect what we're able to do with our foot.
I'm confused. It's going over my head.
Sorry, long story short, if your foot was lifting up and kind of doing this, right? If we don't have an ability to move our knee well, you mentioned you had the tension if you overexert, right?
Yeah.
If we don't have the ability to control that, we can't get our foot down. If we can't get our foot down, we can't engage our glutes correctly.
Okay.
And if we can't engage our glutes correctly and our core, we will start to use other muscles. In this case, you're using your hip flexors a lot more, and your hip flexors and your back a lot more than other stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I guess. I don't know.
Sorry.
No, I like to learn. I don't know. I can't answer you.
Oh.
So I'm being told, I guess.
This is a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is why we have the DV, right? Because what we're doing now is we're seeing what's hard, what's wrong, and we're shooting theories, right? And what we noticed was when I said use your core instead of tilting your hips and push your foot down, it got better. What that usually means is that you're not doing that initially. Zach?
That makes sense.
All right, cool. I'm gonna stop there so I could just. All right. So, before I confuse anybody else.
Sorry.
No. This is a me thing. This is like something I've spent time working on. What questions do you guys have?
I don't really have any.
How do I get my hips more engaged?
Oh, that's what Discovery Visit's for. But we're gonna talk more. We're gonna keep going. All right. But really, oh yeah.
I do have a question. Can I use the restroom?
Yeah. It's behind the thing to the right. But actually, working on these exercises, knowing which pieces to add in is how we fix that. So if you make a right at that corner. Sorry, I didn't mean too much information. I do that sometimes.
I enjoy it. I think he enjoys it too. He's just doesn't have like a science background.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, I majored in biology, but now I'm in chemistry.
Okay.
So like for me, I have that like mental image of like the body
Mm-hmm.
and some of the like musculature, which I don't think he's ever actually like looked into too much.
That's fair. Yeah. Which why I was saying it's a me thing because I'm really like
Yeah.
I have to remember that sometimes, and I know that like I can get like into the weeds, and sometimes you need to be bigger picture. Yeah. How'd you switch from biology to chemistry?
Not intentionally.
Oh, I was gonna say, bro, like you're wild. Most people do the opposite.
I still have my degree in biology. It's just the job field at the time. It's more stuff in chemistry. So I'm actually in the biotech field, but I'm doing more chemistry.
Okay.
So I feel like a fraud when I'm there because my coworkers are like, yeah, the bonds and this, and I'm like, okay, sure.
Energy systems. That's funny. Man, I didn't do pre-med because of the chemistry classes.
So like I went to Drexel, so pre-med was basically just take all your, basic like classes, bio, OChem, chemistry. They didn't make it a whole separate course. But I was just like, okay, well, we have different concentrations. So mine was in human organismal physiology.
Ooh.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take gross anatomy. This is gonna give me like a mindset for med school. And then I was just like, this is not it.
At least you know.
Well, my mom was also weirdly for an Asian parent anti. She's like, don't be a doctor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
She has that depressing sympathy one month. She's like, you're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's valid.
That's a fair mom worry.
Yeah. She's like, you're just gonna get sued. Just don't do it. It's a headache. I was like, okay.
Was she sued before?
No. I think she just, hears malpractice cases and she's like, I don't want you to go through that.
That's fair. That's fair. So what you got to do is get a malpractice attorney as your patient. And then they tell you about all their cases, and then you learn, don't do that. All right. So, you guys ready for the next one?
Sure.
All right. And then to answer your question, it's like you do the things, understanding the pieces that are missing,
Yeah.
and then you practice those.
I don't understand what's missing.
Well, yeah, that's what we're for. That's our job. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is a bird dog. And what we want to do, you guys' knees are like not touch sensitive, right? No. Okay. So we're going to go down in a quadruped position. We want our wrists under our shoulders, hold a good position, and then we're gonna do a full body one, and then if we have issues, we'll break it into pieces, and we'll talk about what's going on, okay? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. One arm's gonna go forward, one arm's gonna go back. You're gonna bring it in and switch. So out, in, you can do a few, and back. And we can watch each other. Let's do that. Let's do that again, where we watch each other and see what's happening, and we kind of talk about it. Does that work for you guys? Sure. All right, here we go. Who wants to go first?
You're easier, so let's get you out of the way.
Do you want to go first? Let's have Miley go first again. I like this. I like it.
This is great. I've been practicing this one.
And what we're looking for is how stable can they be? Can they keep their back straight? Do they wobble side to side? Do they arch this way? Do their shoulders lift? What happens? So, what? No, you're good. What do we see? On this side. Yep. So on this side, the hip lifts up. What happens when she does this side? The back drops. So, but yeah, sort of. Yeah.
You don't have to make me feel.
No. You're not wrong. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't trying to make. But yes. So like so what you were saying, right? So if you go back and you do this, then the hips go up. Yeah. 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 So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Go for it. Whoever wants to go. Wherever floats your boat. Oh, bring your hips over your knees a little bit. Yeah. And then wrists under your shoulders. And then knees forward just a smidge. There you go. Good. And try to bring more back to the middle, so out and there. And then do a couple in a row. Very good. Good. All right, what'd you feel there?
I think I feel like a little weight on my shoulder.
Okay. Let's try the other one. We talked about the right-sided back pain, right? What do you feel when you do the right leg? Yep. Yep, shaking and
Am I leaning?
lifting that. Yep, on that right side. So when we talked about that back pulling and causing that to jam up and on the one side and then gap and bang, I think that's what's happening.
Okay.
All right, so let's try something.
Okay.
All right, so let's do it again. This time you mentioned the left arm when you did the right leg or the right
Shoulder.
yeah, the left shoulder when you do the left leg, right? So what I want you to do is we're gonna do this again, and I want you to keep both arms and just do the left leg. How does that change?
It's still in the shoulder, but not as much.
Not as much?
It feels like I'm almost shifting this way.
To the left? Okay. Okay, that's helpful.
I've also been having like some issues with my left shoulder.
Okay, so getting into the weeds, the lats run down to the the lats run from the back of the humerus down to the SI joint. And so they are related, but the shifting, again, when we looked at the glute bridge, right? We noticed that little bit of a shift, and we talked about how that changes things. So I just found this wild that's consistent. Try just the other leg. Yeah. And then what do you feel there?
I just still feel my lower back.
Just the lower back? Okay, cool. Now, what I want you to try is here, you're gonna go just left arm, and you're gonna reach up and back and do like 3 of those. Good. What do you feel there?
I really feel anything in my back,
Good?
mostly my shoulder.
Just the left shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now try the right side. Can you pull the left shoulder away from your ear? There. Does that help? Okay. So now let's try this again. So pull your left shoulder down away from your ear, and then do right arm, left leg. pull that left shoulder down and back. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That was just curious. So, all right. Generally, what that means is we're kind of rounding forward. If we're rounding forward and we're kind of leaning left, what's likely happening is that, or I guess that's to the right, that left side. Which is why when we're here and we're already kind of rotated, we kick, we have to extend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm just, yeah. All right, you ready?
Sure.
And so, yeah. And that's, yeah. I'm
Get it out.
no, so there's this thing called the wait statement.
Uh-huh.
And it's when you're talking, it's why am I talking?
I
So,
don't think that far.
huh?
I don't think that far.
Well,
You might want to try it.
well, I guess what I'm saying is how I overtalked a second ago, and you're like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to not do that again.
I feel like that's-
Overtalking. It was his understanding of like.
Yeah, I don't understand the anatomy of the knee and what you were explaining because what you were saying versus what I was feeling were two different things. So I couldn't understand it abstractly. I'm like, you described this one as being smooth, but I feel separation. You described this one as being separation, but it felt smooth to me. So it was
The words.
contradictory for what was being said versus what I was experiencing. That's
Okay.
where I was confused.
Okay, so to clarify,
Huh?
the separation is what I was referring to as not smooth and smooth. So one side there was separation, which because you couldn't get it back, and one side that don't worry about it. Basically,
I tried to just let it
yeah,
go because I was
my
like,
bad.
I'm not getting it.
It wasn't rotating was the point.
All right.
All right, but here.
I would like to understand more because, I mean, I don't want to oversell that I have knee problems too because where I did when we first started working out, I worked through them and haven't had them. And yesterday in that workout was the first time I started to feel it, but it was like slight. And it hasn't hindered me since.
Right.
So I don't know.
Remember we talked about the victim
Oh.
and the culprit? And where the pain is the victim, not the culprit. And it's kind of like corporate world. First, like the first to come is the first to go. Like, so things travel up and down the chain,
Yes.
right? And so you notice the knee thing, you work through it, right? And what happens is, as humans, one of the signs of life is the ability to adapt,
Yeah.
right? And respond.
Yeah.
Or not humans, but living things.
Yeah.
Is the ability to adapt and respond. And so our whole genetic code is created to adapt. And so as you're training and you're working through these things, your body is learning how to adapt to things to allow you to do that. There is a path I'll just go with it. There's a path where you relearn proper movement and restore the original stuff, and that doesn't affect up the chain and down the chain or up and down, right? Or you relearn how to not make it hurt.
And then you're talking about creating additional problems because of that is a whole compensation chain.
Exactly.
Well, I hope I'm not on the compensation chain and that I work through it to strengthen it.
Yeah, and that's why when we do those movements or the exercises and the tests, why we do these with intention and like an evaluation lens, is because then we can see where the compensations are, and we can work on tools to fight back
Right.
and retrain our bodies.
So you had a thought that you were waiting on. Did you want to say it? Or did I distract you with this whole tangent?
Basically, I was gonna ask if you understood more of what I said about how the shoulder and then the leaning that way and how that affects the back because you're already stretched and rotated this way. So this is tightening to hold you up, and yeah, that's where I was. I was just clarifying.
I'm okay with talking. I like talking.
All right, good.
All right.
I just don't want to like overwhelm people. I've done that before.
Am I in the right
I would
position?
bring your knee slightly forward and then your hand slightly back. I can't. About a millimeter forward. Your hands. There you go. All right. So then we'll go one arm, let's go right arm, left leg. Good. And back, try to bring the elbow and knee together as best you can. And then back and do about 3 of those. Okay. What do you feel with that?
My left glute and hip got really tight.
Got really tight?
Yeah, like right underneath of the hip bone.
Like there?
Yeah, like
Yeah. Okay. Like what kind of tight? Like burning or cramping?
cramping.
Okay. All right. Did you feel anything with your balance?
When I first went, I almost fell forward to the right.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Yep. Remember when we did the bench, the glute bridge?
Yeah.
You fell to the right.
Weaker than I thought.
No, it's not weak. It's
Pointing out the.
compensations.
Yeah. All right. Other side?
Yes, sir.
Am I in the right position?
Yes, sir. Knees forward just a smidge. Right there. Good. What'd you guys see? Or what'd you feel?
I kind of felt fine. I
Okay.
think I maybe like was putting my weight all on my left knee,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't using this as much.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But everything felt fine.
Okay.
Taking that weight distribution, describing it more on the left knee was causing you to twist
Mm-hmm.
that extension.
Mm-hmm. And can you do it one more time so I say the right phrase? Yeah, all right, cool. And remember I mentioned the backward C thing or the C thing? When you were twisting, it was this.
Yeah.
So as you went, it turned into that. And you mentioned getting tight here or on the left side.
Yeah.
So if we're doing that and it's stretching or we're leaning, you know what I mean? Like when things are stretched, think about like when you're stretched at work and in life, right? And you got everything pulling in different directions. You get to the point where some people scream, some people cry, some people disappear, some people, we have our coping mechanisms, right? And we get to that, we're stretched and that one thing will overstretch us and we're like, I'm broken, I need a break, right? We get infuriated, so to speak, in however we handle that. When you're overstretched in your body, like a constant overstretch, when that gets elongated a little bit more or demanded to be moved, it gets infuriated.
Yeah.
And that's when those coping mechanisms for your muscles come out. And what your body does with that is says it's pain, and that pain tells us it's a signal to stop.
Yeah.
Right? And so what likely is going on where you're feeling that and the stress, that side's overstretched, right? And then you started using it and you're kind of leaning and trying to make it work. And it's like, ow, I'm tightening up.
Yeah.
So, all right. What are your thoughts and what'd you see?
Oh, I definitely saw him like lean more towards that way, and his like hip come up when he was doing the, what was it, right leg, left arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I guess what I want to say is like the takeaways from this so far are that it's not necessarily weak, right? We've learned how to protect ourselves. And which is an important thing to do, right? Because we've got to keep going. But what happens is when we want to take ourselves from the average to who we want to be, sometimes those compensations get in the way. My mentor says what got you here will get you stuck, and you have to relearn. And what got you here is phenomenal because it puts you at this point where you are now, right? Like you both have some guns, right? Like, like you guys are both in great shape. You're happy. You're healthy, right? But then it's to get to that next level. What do we do? How do we evolve to get there? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So, what are your thoughts on that?
It's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn how to become a ninja. I wanted to learn how to grow my hips and my lower back and get back to that healthy level where I could just do anything when I was in my 20s.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what about you?
I mean, yeah, I came to learn. I actually mostly came to learn. Because I know he has more.
Snuck me in here?
I know he has more back issues than I do, but he's not the type to like go seek help for it. So I was like, let's go do this together.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting to see like we don't work out at the same time because of our schedules, but like it's actually interesting to see like how like his body moves differently. And I'm always like trying to be conscious about like, am I distributing my weight differently or like what's causing it? But it's also nice to have like other people evaluate you.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, our whole thing with this was the root cause, right? So what did you guys get? Like, what'd you come up with for like, what's missing? I know we talked about a few things, but just trying to see where you guys are and give you a little more insight.
I mean, I don't know what to do with the information I learned, but like it was cool to see like the whole model and like how like my body's compensating and like why things are like moving the way they are.
Okay. Very cool. So to help you more with that, because you mentioned that's great. I guess what I'm hoping that we all walk away with today is, well, I guess you said it, understanding where you're compensating, right? Where was that for you? That's the better question.
Like if you wanted to give like ranges, like do you think it was your foot, your knee, your hip, your low back?
Core or whatever.
I think my core was kind of working more to like balance out what my back wasn't doing. But like even with the bird dog, I was a little surprised that like I felt it more on my shoulder than my back.
Yeah. And I think you're right. I think it's like the posterior chain engagement of that shoulder is affecting the hip. Because if we're here, right, we're forced to be here.
Right.
And that's where we get that left lean, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where yeah, cool. What about you?
I don't know. I mean, I just know that it's weak. So I just want to be told.
Okay, that's fair. So what I believe off of this is core engagement and glute engagement. And I think that knee, sorry, get turned around. I think that knee is part of it. Based on the way the foot was on the ground, where it was like here, right? We couldn't really get it down when we were doing the bridge.
Yeah.
And then when we got it down, and then I said engage the core rather than tuck the hips, it then stabilized you a little bit more. Those are the two things where my vision would start.
So knee and core and glutes.
Yeah. So, with that being said, just check in real quick, sorry. Oh yeah, so what we saw is that like different like causes, right? Like different root causes, where yours is likely knee, glute, core. Yours is more posterior engagement, so like back muscles, right? Still both have back pain. And if you go and say, I just have back pain, right? You don't get the right answer because we don't have the root cause. And so treating the root cause is how we get success. And like treating those things specifically, right, is how we get success. We talked about those two paths. To train to train to get out of pain, to train to get better, right? Both will get you out of pain. One affects later, one helps later. And so, because you guys showed up today, what we're doing is we're offering a free discovery visit. It's a 60 minutes, one-on-one. All you gotta do, well, start with a phone call. We're gonna get your whole background, fully understand what's going on, like from top to bottom. And then we'll come in and we'll do similar exam, a little more, with more detail, and truly understand what's going on and give you more answers. Even if it's not bad enough yet, even if you're not taken away from anything yet, we want to not lose out on ice skating. We want to not lose out on hiking. Having the information is the first step to recovery, right? And so with that, if it is you, you're into it and something you want to improve and get more information on, we are doing the free discovery visits. We have, well, Miley, you have your computer up, right? Miley has her computer up. We'll get those scheduled. And yeah. Is that something you guys are open to?
I don't know. I think so, but I don't know.
What?
I mean, I think it was like the idea was we would come and discover and discuss and then decide.
Okay.
A bunch of D's right in a row.
Huh?
That was a bunch of D's alliteration.
Yeah, I like it. Poetic.
Do you want me to sign up? Since now that I'm learning that you're bamboozled me.
That's up to you.
I mean, I want to learn more. I want to learn because I think that even when I go to the gym with the routine that I have, which I downloaded from like muscle.com or whatever,
Yeah.
for men over 40, I still avoid a lot of like the deadlift, the Romanian deadlift, just because I feel like it stresses my back a lot. But I also worry that I don't know what I'm doing with the proper routine, and I just end up hurting myself. But then I also feel like half of that becomes because I'm compensating because I sit all day and I don't know how to, maybe I'm sitting incorrectly. And so when I'm tight, then I'm going in there and compensating. And so my form's wrong because of compensation. So it feels like a negative circle at this point. So I was more than happy to come today to try and discover this.
All right. Well, that's awesome. So,
I'll sign up for one.
all right, let's go do that. All right. Let's head on back. And do you guys have any? Do you have any questions?
What? Go ahead.
I don't have any questions, do you?
No, I mean, my questions are just like, what exercises do I focus to get stronger again, you know?
Yeah.
I used to be great. I could do anything.
Yeah.
I used to jump over her.
Like literally?
Literally.
That's tight. Could you dunk? Like,
I used to be able to touch.
That's wild.
And then I tried it. My friend took me to a basketball game, and I was like not even close, and I felt like I was gonna hurt myself by trying.
Wow.
I used to have mad ups.
That's wild. That's tight. Man, Philly dudes I feel like are built different.
Huh?
Philly dudes are built different. There's this guy, I was roommates when I was at a rugby academy.
Yeah.
Dude is shorter than me and like a little Italian dude, like straight up like grab rim. It was wild. Like a 360 one hand. I'm like, how do you?
Damn.
Yeah, like it was kind of wild to me that this little dude could do that. He also played Canadian Football League and stuff. Like, bye, have a good one. Thanks. He left. Yeah. All right.
And Nick, the 610 number is your mobile?
Yep, that's a Philly number. That's a lot.
It was.
So what day of the week works best for you to come in?
I mean, in all honesty, probably
Saturday or Sunday?
Friday worker.
What time do you get off of work?
5 p.m.
Okay. Are you okay with like evening appointments?
I could do an evening appointment.
Okay,
The
let's.
better days for an evening appointment would be Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
And then
Because I can.
the call too. Man. Okay, sorry.